Welcome back to the POA Desk by poas.ae. You send a message saying, I need a power of attorney. How much? The tempting response is an instant number, but before giving a meaningful firm quote, they should understand what is being prepared, where it will be executed, and how it will be used. A fast answer is not always a useful answer. Here are the 6 questions a competent POA provider should ask. Question 1. Who will receive the power of attorney? Not merely is it for property, which land department, bank, court, free zone authority, developer or other institution will rely on it. The receiving body matters because institutions can apply different forms, validity, periods and checks. Dubai Land Department is a clear example. Its guidance distinguishes powers used in a sale, mortgage or grant from those used for a purchase. The transaction and recipient help define the document. Question 2. What exact transaction must the attorney complete? Manage my property could mean lease it, collect rent, deal with utilities, sell it, mortgage it, or only one of those things. A provider should ask for the intended result and then work backwards through the necessary steps. What must be signed or submitted? Can the attorney collect documents, make payments, or receive money? Do they deal with one named asset or a category? Those are not interchangeable powers. The quote should reflect the assignment, not of a vague label such as general or special. Question 3. Who are the parties and in what capacity are they acting? Who grants the authority? Who is appointed as attorney? Are they acting as individuals, company, directors, legal representatives, or in another formal capacity? The provider should check names against identity documents and identify whether a company's signatory must prove their authority. Concern about mental capacity, a contested appointment, guardianship, inheritance, or authority to bind. A company may require legal advice or official evidence. It is not an ordinary form-filling exercise. Question 4. Where is everyone? And where will the document be issued and used? The location of the principal, attorney, and receiving institution can change the execution path. A person using an available UAE digital service may follow a different process from someone executing before an overseas notary for later UAE use. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says attestation routes depend on the issuing authority and document type. For an overseas property POA, Dubai Land Department publishes a specific ratification chain. So can it be done remotely? Because not a complete question. Remotely from where, under which service? For use by whom? Question 5. What authority is necessary, and what limits should applied? This is the drafting core. Is the authority for one transaction, or a continuing category? Should the POA identify a property, vehicle, license, or bank relationship? May the attorney receive, proceeds, settle, delegate, or act only until a stated expiry? The provider should not maximize the list automatically. The objective is enough authority to complete the job with avoidable powers left out. If the principal does not understand the effect of a requested clause, or if the choice involves legal risk rather than process, the right next step may be advice from a qualified lawyer. Question 6. What execution and acceptance route applies? This final question brings the others together. Will the document use a government digital service or another notarial route? Is UAE POAS relevant? Translations or corporate documents required? If it crosses a border, what attestation applies? Has the receiving institution confirmed any wording or format requirement? Not every step applies to every POA. That is why they must be identified before the quote is presented. As final, the 6 answers also help define what the price includes. Does the quote cover drafting, amendments, translation, official charges, attestation, courier, or coordination with an overseas signer? Separate charges are not the problem. Unexplained charges after the customer believed the whole route was included are. Here is our boundary. The POA Desk by poas.ae, page 15. Episode 36, recording script. The 6 questions a competent POA provider should ask before quoting. For poas.ae, those 6 questions are an intake discipline. We gather the transaction details and coordinate document preparation and the applicable execution process. We cannot control an institution's assessment, and matters requiring legal judgment should be referred to a qualified lawyer. Let us finish with today's takeaways. 1. The receiving institution comes before the template. 2. The exact transaction determines the powers, not the title, general or special. 3. The party's identity, capacity, and authority to sign must be understood before drafting. 4. Location, effects, execution, and attestation. 5. A proper scope includes both necessary powers and deliberate limits. And 6. A firm quote should state its assumptions and inclusions. If the provider has not asked enough to define the work, treat the number as provisional. Before a POA inquiry, write down those 6 answers. You will get a clearer conversation and a more useful quote. In the next episode, we will examine the principle behind good drafting, the narrowest power of attorney that can still complete the job. I'm Patrick. Thanks for joining me at the POA Desk.